men and women have always had this conflict around monogamous relationships and polygamous relationships. Now,
Yes.
if we are talking about personal satisfaction, well, that is what you want your body to receive and perceive. That is personal satisfaction. What you want to give to your partner, it's like saying that you care for your family and near and dear ones differently than what you care for society at large, for colleagues.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you cannot equate caring for a partner in the same breath as having sex with an individual. So after your own gratification, you obviously want to care for your partner. Now, on the one hand, fantasy driven polygamous relationships versus guilt consequent to multiple sexual relationships, consequent to your partner feeling hurt and let down if he or she discovers that you've been in another relationship. Now, here, I would like to share with my audience that you can work on your brain to handle situations. The brain is a wonderful organ, and strangely, it learns to cope with any kind of insult and any kind of stress. So please don't hold on to a hurt or a guilt so tenaciously that it starts harming you, and then you resort to compensations which go into a negative spiral. So compensations could be alcohol, compensations could be breaking up relationships, compensations could be avoiding the sexual activity, which in itself is something very intimate which bonds people. So do not let hurt negate something which is wonderful. And what is definitely the case, and I've had some women who have got to know that their husbands have had more than one relationship and are very upset. And I've also had women who've come and said that doesn't matter where my partner picks up his appetite, he's ultimately having dinner at home. So there are both sides to the coin or to the argument, but suffice to say that first you must focus on your pleasure, and next you must focus on the pleasure of your partner. Common sense dictates that you would try not to do things which take away your pleasure or your partner's pleasure or bring about hurt in your partner. So this was from a philosophical perspective or from a psychological perspective. And then we come down to the nitty-gritty of the sexual response cycle and how can we fix the sexual response cycle. So one step which you and I have been continuing with thus far is
Yes.
communication, counseling, connect, sharing, reach out. So you cannot but emphasize more on that facet of the relationship or of the situation to try and fix the situation. So
Yes.
undeniably that is supreme. But as a doctor, without getting too technical, obviously, if there are medical issues, so there is a medical evaluation, just as if there is a disease or a condition, it needs to be fixed.